Spooky A well-known Bolivian musician and somewhat prominent Bolivian celebrity posted this weird video in which he interviews his father, who by the way is also a well-known Bolivian singer and musician. The conversation begins with a series of questions from fans and general public regarding his father's childhood upbringing and the location he lives in, Capinota. Just under 4 minutes into the interview, a few of his eagle-eyed followers spot something that looks hair-raisingly odd. And no, I'm not talking about his father's hairdo. Kind of wicked, isn't it? I love it.
Yo viniendo empujando y pasaba una peta por nuestro delante, pero dejándonos con tierra en los cabellos blancos. Y me decía Ulises, tu tío, hermanito, no veas, vamos a tener mejores autos que eso.
Qué lindo.
O sea, te das cuenta que tenía, tu tío tenía una energía, un sueño, no solo un sueño, tenía un convencimiento de que sí iba a ser realidad.
While they were engaging in conversation about the good old days, the door behind them can be seen slowly opening, and his father's hair inexplicably flicks upwards, ultimately ending up behind his back, followed by additional door opening action. One can presume that a gust of wind plays a role in this. If we look closely at the top of his hairdo, we can just about manage to see the top hair getting some fresh air action. Perhaps all of this interview is a publicity stunt to boost his son's channel, or perhaps they've actually caught something paranormal that has entered their home. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
Te das cuenta que tenía, tu tío tenía una energía, un sueño, no solo un sueño, tenía un convencimiento de que sí iba a ser realidad.
A YouTube channel named Nick Foster uploaded a video of a creepy presence in the woods, where he usually takes his dog Poppy for a walk. He said that Poppy usually chases squirrels but never catches any. However, this time she stopped and alerted him that there was someone or something there. It's very early in the morning and it's very difficult to see the footage. I mean, like, look at you, can't see bugger all. Luckily I'm around to enhance them for you. Take a look.
Squirrels, papaya. Come here. Come on. This way.
Continuing on his video descriptions. In the video I captured something walking. It looked like a soldier in helmet and trench coat. To my knowledge, I was the only person there with my dog, and it was daybreak, early morning. I'm skeptical about ghosts. There could be an explanation, but it sure scared me. Ooh. What do you make of this? Is it a ghostly World War II soldier with a trench coat, or just a random person strolling in the woods like Nick? I'll let you decide.
This way.
Here's another quick video showing a family visiting a graveyard. The person doing the camera recording is either drunk or has no sense of balance. In the midst of that, can you believe it, they accidentally captured a strange presence. Have a look and tell me what you think. A dark presence whizzes by, and remarkably the camera person of the year was so focused on the work they didn't even see the shadow pass by, even though it was right in front of them. Could it be edited with CGI effects? Or is it a lost spirit that looks like it didn't want anyone to notice it? The decision is yours. This young lad is a thrill-seeking adventurer who likes speeding through the sandy, hilly dunes. On one occasion, he deviates from the path and embarks on a separate journey. Upon reaching his destination, he becomes concerned and agitated since the tree has obstructed his path. However, he wasn't giving up that easily, hoping for a better scenery for his motorcycle journey. He valiantly tries to get his bike over the tree until something happens that makes him change his mind.
That's kind of creepy. This is where most people would turn around. If you turn around, you never get to see what's on the other side. That's where all the gold is waiting over there. Could be missing out what's on the other side. Hello?
A voice can be heard yelling out, "Help!" Could it perhaps be an animal?
Hello?
Then all of a sudden, twigs began to crack, making a noise as though they were making an advance on him. Not knowing what was about to creep up on him, he leaves in a panicked manner, as if he'd forgotten that he left his oven on. Oh, why are you running away for now? You wanted this? Thankfully, the nutcase goes back again at a later date. Alone, hurrah, and this time talks to himself, wondering if he made the right choice in his lone detour bike adventure. This is a bad idea. Should I be doing this? Why am I doing this? I like reading comments from TikTok followers. They're my true friends, who have my best interests. The clip starts with him discovering more bones from animal carcasses. He passes beyond the block tree, which has mysteriously disappeared. The day is beginning to get dark, and then he comes across two paths, from which he cannot decide which one to take. Flip a coin, mate.
Oh god, there's even more bones than last time. Looks like we've already passed it a while ago, but that tree is gone. I'm probably gonna turn around soon. Oh, there's two ways. Holy crap, dude, this trail goes on forever. It just got really quiet really fast. That was my cue to leave.
The atmosphere began to get eerily quiet, as if the insects knew what was to come.
It just got really quiet really fast.
And suddenly, he was met with this unknown being coming out of the bushes, which seemed to walk like a slow pace, like a geriatric. "Oh, young man. Hello, young man. That's a shiny helmet you got there." In frightening mode, he tries to make a move to get the heck out of there. However, of all days, his bike has trouble starting up. Of all days, mate. Luckily for him, this unknown being is taking his time. I mean, look at it. It'll be next year when he reaches up to him. What do you make of this? A staged event? A prank? Or a skinwalker that was about to cause him some harm? Probably next year. It's your call. A TikTok user named Domadios has documented scary poltergeist activity in the apartment he is living in. The so-called entity is giving Dom some sleepless nights. Dom claims his bathroom is haunted. Oh, it's always a bathroom, isn't it? And has an entity occupying it. In one of the first videos he uploaded, Dom wasn't sure if his friends were playing a prank on him, until he realized that after a thorough search, he was actually alone with the unseen that is seeing him 24/7.
Guys, like, what the heck? I'm home alone right now. I'm literally, like, shaking right now. And my door keeps on moving by itself. There's, like, no windows open or nothing. And I'm definitely home alone. Like, what the? Oh, my. Hello? Hello? Is anybody in here? What in the heck? Hello? I swear you bet. Hello? You better not be pranking me right now. What the hell? Oh!
What the hell? Ooh, indeed. His next upload has some eeriness added to his channel. Forget about the music in the background. His lights are starting to switch on and off. Terrified of this unusual occurrence, Dom records these events.
And now I have my freaking lights going on and off when I'm trying to sleep. This is absolutely ridiculous. This has been happening for the past 5 minutes. And like, how is anybody supposed to sleep? What the? Hello? Hello? I really don't appreciate this. It needs to stop. You gotta be kidding me. Not again.
A mysterious shadow forehead peeks from his bathroom to have a look at Dom. Why not have a proper look? Are your eyes on your forehead? Oh no, don't wanna know. Dom gets freaked out. So freaked out that his tummy is talking to him. Listen to that rumbling.
Hello?
A few of his TikTok viewers messaged him, saying that he sounded as if he said something. What do you think?
Hello?
10 seconds of sheer darkness. I guess if Dom had an accomplice, it would give them time to make their getaway. Dom gets up to inspect his bathroom, but no one there. Things are starting to develop into aggressive mode, where the entity is beginning to act stroppy and throw his toys out of the pram. Goo goo gaga. Dom wakes up to get ready for work. The poor guy sounds scared witless. Will the entity stop this trauma?
I'm actually, like, honestly scared to go check right now because what if something's like. Oh my. Oh. Please stop. Please. Hello? Okay. Just like I thought. Please stop. This is enough. This is enough.
Dom gets back from work and finds his door creaking. Finally, Dom is becoming braver in asserting his authority, trying to reclaim what is really his. As encouraged by reading some of the comments from one of the most reliable people in the social media world. Ooh, I wonder who could that be? TikTok.
Hey guys, so I just got home from work and I was reading through your comments. Of course, I already got this happening. Got this door creaking, moving once again. Stop. I said stop. Kitty? Kitty? Stop. I said stop. What the hell? In the door. Spirits, this is enough. I said stop. Enough is enough. Okay. I said stop.
His cat Kitty whizzes by before the door shuts. Dom gets nervous for his cat's safety and rushes to see if it's okay. His cat is somewhat wagging his tail, probably thinking, I'm hungry, I've been eating all day, what time is dinner? But what was it looking at? Can it see the unseen?
Okay. I said stop.
Nothing beats this next clip. My main man Dom wakes up in the middle of the night and catches a curious being staring at him. The curious being is small and furry with big eyes and a long tail. No, I'm just joking. Just what the heck is that? And why is he showing half of his figure? Is he giving Dom a trial period for what's to come? Hey, if you like what you see, it will cost you more. An orb dashes in front of Dom. The shadow entity then creepily slides into the closet, and when Dom gets up to investigate, it disappears. Dom was exhausted and needed sleep, but the light switch caresser was having none of it, so Dom reverted to playing Simon Says with it. Oh, I like playing this game. Okay, Simon Says lick your elbows. No? Okay, Simon Says bend your back, but the other way round. No? Okay. How about this? Get out of my house. Oh, I didn't say Simon Says.
I need to sleep. Stop. You need to leave. This is my home. You need to stop. This is my home. Like always, nothing. Stop. Turn it off. I need to sleep. Thank you. Now leave. Turn it off. Oh my.
Dom is still capturing strange activity in his apartment. What does this menacing entity want? Does he want the place to itself, where he can devour the light switches? Has this entity gotten itself trapped in this world, especially in the toilets? Why is Dom still living there? Perhaps he can't afford to live anywhere else, or perhaps he likes the shadow presence looking at him while he sleeps. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Thank goodness for that.
Hey guys, sorry I haven't posted anything in a couple days. Kind of busy with life. Speaking of life, I got this reading right here. Trying to focus on it, but it's kind of hard when you got this going on. Stop. Stop.
Rightio folks, that's me done for now. There's loads more to come. Yeah, if you can't wait, there's always my other videos. Until then, please do have nightmares.